Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of Warships. Today it's one of my replays, and I'm in the Fiji. At tier 7 Klingon, British cruiser. I'm on the map charts in a 3-point domination game. Sadly there is a sub, it's tier 8, and yeah. As you might have noticed, I'm using the Klingon ship skin. So, World of Warships currently has a collaboration, I guess, with Star Trek. And you get some Star Trek captains and skins, and I'm getting some good hits at this Atlanta. Now, sadly, the captain voices are of very bad quality. It sounds like they are all artificially generated and very, very cheaply, like if they used 15-year-old technology to artificially generate the sound files, or maybe they just ripped it out of an episode. I mean, maybe they filmed an old Star Trek episode from the TV and then extracted the voice of the sound. I don't know. It's just bad. It's just bad. Now the good news is the actual skin on the ship looks pretty nice. Also, by the way, I didn't really spend any money on this. I still had the balloons lying around, and I'm not really playing the game anymore anyway. So I've used some of the balloons I still have from my CC days to get this. And even though I essentially didn't pay any money to get this, it still made me feel dirty. It also made me realize that I should be playing more Star Trek Online again, I guess. An actually good game. So anyway, I'm here in the center of the map. I did some nice damage to the Atlanta earlier, and we'll have to see where we go from here. There is a sub around, there is nothing I can do. Unfortunately, I don't have any range depth charges, and oh my smoke disappeared and a destroyer appeared. Now I'm trying to reverse back into some cover while also getting a few shots in there. I'm not sure how interested the enemy is in shooting me, but there are certainly concerning battleships in the area. Mostly the Bayern, I suppose. The Champagne is behind the island, and I'm not sure about the Yumi whatever. Now in 18 seconds I'll have some more smoke, and it looks like the enemy destroyer has pushed into the cap itself. So I would like to help my own destroyer, but the question is, how am I going to do this? Also, by the way, more about the captain voices, right? They're not just bad quality, they seem very quiet. I actually cranked up the captain voice because I usually have it like quieter. And even with the volume increase, they are still quieter than other captains, it feels like. So, and now that sound voice line was a little bit louder. So it's just surprising on in how many ways they screwed up those captain voices. It's certainly special. Anyway, so I moved forward here with Hydro. My smoke is ready. Now this is a bit risky, right? The Champagne and the Bayern could most certainly smack me. But yeah, it looks like the enemy destroyer is disappearing into smoke. I'm of course still detected, so I might just smoke up here. And there was a certain risk to all of this, but I really just wanted to help my fellow destroyer push the enemy out of the camp, which didn't entirely succeed. I chickened out there. I could have tried to push in more with Hydro, but there is also the sub, and right now the sub was last seen going away, so it wouldn't have most of its torps trained at me, but all it needs to do is turn around, and keep in mind subs have the best turning circles in the game. And then it could have unleashed a lot more fish at me, if it wanted to.
Torpedo support!
And it looks like the sub is at least blind torpedo. Well, wait. This torpedo is too low in the water. So the sub torpedoes, they do rise if they have a ping, but it would need to ping something for the torpedo to rise up there. So probably a new sub player. And come on, that ping clearly missed. So probably a little bit early for the damage con because the sub could just ping again. I was just so annoyed of that ping hitting me that I probably misplayed. Because as you can see now the sub pings me again, now there isn't anything I can do about it. And it didn't even look like there were torps in the water when the first ping hit, so there is that. Now I am going to try to get around this island. And hopefully the torp won't turn enough to catch me. Because those torps... the next ping failed at least. Now meanwhile, my destroyer being visible at least takes a lot of the attention away from me. And the sub has been destroyed. Well, that's some good news there. Okay, I'll head towards the other cap now. I mean, we do control 2 caps. And both sides could potentially use some help. So it doesn't really matter which side I'm going. But I'll just continue on the way that I'm currently sailing. I think that Dunkirk is going to, yeah, it's eating some fish there. So now this side needs reinforcements even more badly. The good news is the battleship is now behind an island, so for a little bit it won't be able to shoot me. Hopefully I'll be able to deal with the Nuremberg in this time, maybe even the Benson. Now obviously I need the Benson to cooperate. Where is the Benson? So the Benson has started firing. I think it didn't know that I was here. Because I was detected seconds after it started firing. And I missed. Oh nice. But even though the Benson was sort of already getting into cover, and I am getting shot from the rear, but I'm going to ignore them. So I don't get the Benson, right? So the Benson opened up fire on our cruiser. And shortly after I was detected, but the Benson ignored that fact. Even though it had cover and was already behind cover, it then came out of it, sailed straight in front of me, and it didn't even torp, right? I have hydro going. If it had torped, I would have seen it. So, well, good for us. Good for us. The Benson could have been a problem, and now it isn't. Now, next comes the Nuremberg. I highly doubt that the Nuremberg is going to come around here full broadside. Oh, wait a minute. By the way, I do like the gun firing sounds on this camo. So in that regard, like the camo looks pretty nice. The sounds on the guns are a nice touch. It's just the captains that I have completely fucked up. Which is a shame, because I've always wanted Jean-Luc Picard in this game. Then again, I mean, at this point, I wanted Jean-Luc Picard, first of all, in a higher quality version, and maybe 5 years ago when the game was still fun. But anyway. This Nuremberg is sort of broadside again. I hope we can take it out here. It's trying to disappear, but that's too late. Okay. Now we are doing pretty well on the points here, I would say, because I can now grab C. And we seem to have A rather securely. We also have B. Now the North Carolina is potentially an issue. I do have my fellow cruiser, like if that other cruiser can spot it and I can shoot it from smoke, that might work. Now if it's that close, of course it will spot me, even if I'm in smoke and shooting. But there are torps. I don't have a lot of torps, but I have some. If I can land all 3, I think it's going to be enough, but I might need to land all 3 that I have on one side. Now, we'll see where the North Carolina goes from here. I don't have a hydro right now, meaning if the friendly cruiser stops spotting the North Cal, then I'll be blind to it. Unless it waits for about 50 seconds. My smoke's ready though. And I can always smoke up and, you know, not shoot. And then just wait until it's like at 2 kilometers or so and torp it or something like that. Right now I'm just focusing on taking the objective. Although this game is looking pretty good for us. I mean, there is some camp experience in it. And it just seems like a good choice to take the camp. While also waiting for the North Coast to come around. So it did turn towards the camp. And it's now pushing in. Hydro is almost ready, so it took long enough that I can probably use Hydro to keep it spotted if needed. My smoke is also ready. I should probably smoke already. That was a bit of a premature torpedo launch. It's a known issue. So I'm smoking now. I should have smoked earlier. That was a bit of a mistake. There was no reason to wait this long with the smoke. And now I can Hydro to keep it spotted. But as you can see, the first torpedo missed. I can probably make sure the other two hit, but yeah, 2 are not going to be enough. And I did survive. And now here comes my second miss. I should just ram. Honestly, ramming here would be the choice. I'm a Klingon, right? I should just go for ramming speed. Instead, I'm going for the warp, which, you know, does work. But it would be so much funnier if I'd ram. Oh well, but close enough. And a victory for our Fiji. So yeah, that was a Fiji with a Klingon camo. The camo looks nice, the camo sounds nice, the captain sounds terrible, and it's not worth spending money on this game. I didn't spend any money on getting this because I still had the balloons from the old times, and I still felt dirty. But it's Star Trek, I suppose. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you next time.